Students, what was the easiest way you passed a class? I wasn't lazy exactly. I just became really good at doing the absolute minimum. Sophomore year, I had this one class everyone hated, chemistry. Not because it was impossible, because the teacher somehow made oxygen feel boring. By week 2, I mentally checked out. Every class I'd walk in, sit in the back corner, open my notebook for decoration purposes only, and spend the whole period pretending to look busy. Sometimes I'd write the date and call that productivity. Homework copied 5 minutes before class. Labs, let my partner do everything while I held the clipboard like I was contributing. Tests, pure guesswork. My grade dropped so low the online portal started sending automated emails that sounded less like updates and more like interventions. One afternoon, my mom looked at my report and asked, "Do you even know what your current grade is?" I said, technically numbers are a social construct. She did not appreciate that answer. At that point, I wasn't trying to pass anymore. My goal had become surviving until summer. Then one Monday, our teacher walked in weirdly excited and announced a new system. Every Friday, participation quiz. 5 questions. Easy points. Her exact words. "If you're paying attention, these are basically free grades." The class loved it. I did not, because paying attention was the one requirement I had not prepared for. First Friday comes, teacher hands me the paper. Question 1 looked familiar. Question 2, also familiar. Question 3 sounded weirdly specific. Then halfway through it hit me. Every question had already been said out loud during class. Not hidden. Not trick questions. Literally things she repeated multiple times. Stuff like, "Please underline this. This shows up every year. Remember this for Friday." Apparently everyone else had figured this out immediately. So instead of learning chemistry, I created a system. Every class I stopped taking normal notes. I only wrote down moments where she changed her voice. Any sentence that sounded dramatic got written down. If she paused, wrote it down. If she repeated something twice, star. 3 times, double star. If she pointed at the board, emergency note. Meanwhile, everyone else had neat color-coded notebooks. Mine looked completely insane. Stuff like, Chapter 5, page 91, it's important. Teacher tapped molecule aggressively. Something about electrons making bad decisions. I still didn't understand chemistry. Not even a little. But Friday comes, 100. Next week, 96. Week after, 100 again. People started asking me for help. That was terrifying. One girl sat next to me and goes, "You explain concepts really simply." I said, "Oh yeah, totally. I had absolutely no concepts." At one point, someone asked me what a catalyst was, and I said, "Faster chemical." She nodded like I'd changed her life. By month 3, my grade had gone from disaster territory to one of the highest in class. Teacher started using me as an example. She'd say, "See, consistent effort pays off." And I'd sit there thinking, if you knew the truth, you'd be furious. And final exam week arrived. Everybody panicked. Study groups, flashcards, people staying after school. Meanwhile, I pulled out my weird notebook full of stars, arrows, and sentences that barely made sense. I read through the whole thing once, walked into the exam, and I swear half the questions looked copied directly from my notes. Not because I knew chemistry, because I knew her. Finished early, got an A. Teacher handed me the paper, smiled, and said, "I knew you had potential. You finally applied yourself." I smiled and thanked her. To this day, she probably thinks she turned my academic life around. In reality, the easiest way I ever passed a class wasn't becoming smarter. It was realizing the teacher had been giving us the answers all year and everyone else was too busy studying to notice.